Hello, everybody. Yep, I was wrong. Shatterline is a pretty darn good game. I'm making this video as a follow-up to my most recent one where, well, let's just say the sentiment is quite different. I've put in a little under 10 hours now, and while the game absolutely has some key issues that need to be addressed, the overall experience is far from what the previous video made it out to be. For that, I am sorry. A lot of you gave your criticism on me being too heavy-handed with the conclusions that I had on the game, and rightfully so. I never want to be surrounded by yes men in any facet of my life, so for that, thank you. But enough of that. What are my actual thoughts on Shatterline? As I said, it's good. It's a free-to-play game that is not pay to win in any capacity. Did I really just say that in 2022? In fact, it's actually play to win. I'll touch more on that in a minute. I only played the online co-op roguelike mode as that's all I'm interested in at the moment. I'm gonna go play one of these games to get my PvP fix. And for being right at the start of early access, it's in a decent spot. Not amazing, but definitely not bad. The base mechanics, shooting, moving, and killing, are all solid. Enemies are varied and dangerous enough to provide meaningful decision-making in each combat scenario. The action is fast-paced and has hardly any downtime, and the progression of each run is enough to keep you satisfied for some time. I can see myself getting bored with the gameplay loop eventually, but for now, I'm having a good time. Here's what I'm not having a good time with, though. The cash shop. It's not the worst offender by any means, but it's the typical scummy, milk you for all you're worth, premium currency only shop that we see from basically every game with a shop nowadays. It's overpriced and pretty laughable for the quality of what you're paying for, but thankfully it does not affect the gameplay. Here's the kicker though, the loot boxes. You can't buy them with real money, only with currency that you get from playing the game. Yeah, you heard that right. Loot boxes that you can't actually buy. Huh? Like seriously, huh? Devs, why are we putting them in there to begin with then? Are you just taking a page out of the Chris Wilson grinding your game's Path of Exile vision playbook and think that random chances at getting something that you want to unlock are more satisfying than just unlocking it? I seriously don't understand. Part of me thinks that they will become purchasable with cash at some point in the future, because we absolutely have seen developers pull bait and switch on their cash shops before, but I guess we will cross that bridge when it comes. So what's the deal with the play to win thing I said earlier? Well, you can buy power in this game, but again, it's only with the currency that you get from playing the game. Think of it like in Call of Duty, where the more you use a given weapon, the more unlocks you obtain for it, with each providing a slight boost to your gameplay via recoil reduction, more ammo, etc. The more you play, the more advantage you have over someone who plays less, albeit it's not a very big advantage. Obviously, this matters a whole lot more for PvP, which again, I exclusively played the PvE mode, but if you don't mind people having slightly better guns than you in games like Tarkov and Call of Duty, then you probably won't mind here either. Finally, if you stuck around to this point in the video, then you likely watched my previous one too. Again, my gut reaction spew of consciousness critique that was in it was almost entirely wrong, and for that, I apologize one last time. But please keep in mind that it was exactly that, spew of consciousness. I'm not absolving myself of the consequences for the things that I said. I'm just reminding you all here on YouTube that Twitch Woolie has different priorities. My first and foremost goal is always to entertain my stream. However, I took it too far and ultimately gave a massively misleading representation of the game as a result. In fact, as I was editing that video, I was thinking, do I even agree with the things I'm saying here now after the fact? For some of them, yeah. Hit registration is one. I may or may not have been connecting to the Southeast Asia servers from Tennessee in that video, but for most others, no. Rather, the conclusions that I drew based on my experiences, no, I did not and do not agree with them, as you can tell from the fact that you're now watching this video. But yeah, the revolver absolutely has issues with perceived versus actual recoil for the select few of you out there. All in all, I recommend you give Shatterline a shot. After all, it is truly free to play. What's the worst that could happen? Wait, what's that? What's going on? No!